still going live.
Find that Apple.com is doing wrong. It says it's 8:03. Oh, pickle fans, come on.
Oh, you've been quoted on contacts. You must be a famous person.
I'm living in the future. I am a famous person now. Like, that is what we're gonna win. My system preferences unless the environment kills at 8:03.
So yeah, I could have waited in
Google. It says 8 o'clock.
Warlord boss!
Also, 10 billion people searched for current time. That would work out, but it did. Well, or 10 billion results for current time. That's hilarious.
That's more than there are.
There are more results than there are people. Well, not like people ever, but people.
Oh, that's how many historically.
How many people have ever lived? 107 billion people have ever lived.
That's a lot of people.
There are 15 dead people for every person living.
So, greetings, everybody.
So, greetings.
That's it's
fun
Halloween,
way to start.
Right?
We better be talking about ghosts and stuff.
Why did Google try to log me out as soon as that was a thing? So it's Tuesday, it's 7-ish, so that must mean it's time to welcome you all to Handelabra Live. That's right, folks. A little bit of
no, Handelabra dead.
Handelabra dead. Yeah. So why the branding change? Well, that's because we're going to show you, and you're actually looking at it already, your very first look at our next game, Aeon's End, going live on Kickstarter this coming Monday. Subscribe to our email list, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to all the things, and you'll be sure to get notified. And we're going to show you how it plays in just a moment, but we've got things to talk about first, because it's Tuesday and it's 7-ish. Thank you for joining us on the Digital Tabletop, where we play the various digital tabletop games from Handelabra, including Sentinels, the Multiverse, sometimes One Deck Dungeon or Bottom of the Ninth, and of course, tonight, for the very first time ever, Aeon's End. The goal of these streams is always to have some fun, while showing you how to play our games, as well as covering strategies that might help you win. We're not going to get quite that far into Aeon's End, just yet, since it is the very first time anyone anywhere outside of the hallowed halls of Handelabra and the Slack chat with indie boards and cards has gotten to see this, and we're so excited to show it to you. But Handelabra does believe in civil rights for absolutely everyone and being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated from our president. Oh, I'm sorry. That just slipped out. It's 1 week from the election in the United States. If you are an American citizen, please go vote. It's never been more important than it is right now. If you do enjoy the show, please like, share, follow, and subscribe. And be sure to check out the other shows right here on twitch.tv/HandelabraGames. We've got Dolphin's Dive, which has recently moved back to its Thursday, I want to say 7 p.m. time slot. Yep. He moves around a lot, so I always get confused.
And Lude said he might be doing some One Deck Dungeon soon, so stay tuned for that.
Ooh, fun. We've also got Tales from the Archive, which is Sundays at 7 Eastern, and on Mondays we have our brand new show. I guess it's not, is it super brand? I don't know that would be classified as brand new, but our newest.
They're like 3 months in now.
Yeah, our newest show, which is moving up the charts.
Handelabra Live.
Yeah, new show's Handelabra Live. Yes, that's On Deck with Pirate Savvy and Dover. Now, all those people that I just mentioned, Lude Dolphin, Another Letdown, aka Zach, Pirate Savvy, and Dover, there was some weird talk happening in our streaming channel today.
Hashtag weird talk.
All kinds of weird talk. And it sounded like they were getting pulled away and that they needed to take care of some business. They told me that tomorrow around 7 p.m. Eastern, I would find out what that was all about. But I don't know. What I recommend is that you tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern right here at twitch.tv/HandelabraGames to find out exactly what was happening. They seemed in a panic. They got pulled away.
It's kind of spooky to me.
It seemed a little spooky. I'm not really sure what it was. Tomorrow, of course, being Halloween. So once you're done trick-or-treating and you're gorging yourself on all your candy, stop by and check out what the heck they were all up to, because we sure as heck don't know. So that's a little bit of the show notes. So that's number 1. Number 2, obviously I mentioned at the top, but next Monday, this coming Monday, 6 days, is when the Aeon's End Kickstarter goes live. And we super recommend that you follow us and tell all your friends about it. We're very excited to put this game in front of you. But we're also going to be doing live streams of development all through the Kickstarter campaign. It's going to last for a whole month, and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. We did a similar thing last year with One Deck Dungeon, and we're doing it again this year. We're going to be doing dev streams where we show you how we make the game. We're going to show you some UI stuff, some engine stuff. We're even going to maybe show you how we do a crossover. And if we're lucky, we might even have some new music from Jean-Marc. So stay tuned to all of our things, and we will let you know as soon as that's all going to happen. The final piece of show notes is I'm going to mention that I'm actually going to not be on the show next week. John, I'm sure, has some plan for what he's going to do in my absence. But I'm going to be, well, it's going to be Election Day, #1, but I'm also going to be traveling to St. Louis to visit my good friend Christopher Bedell at Greater Than Games to go see Coheed and Cambria live in concert. The last time that happened, he came here to Cleveland, so, you know, turnabout is fair play. So I'm flying there next week, but as a result, I will not be around for the stream.
But Christopher is flying somewhere tomorrow, but as well as I am also going to be on a haunted airplane.
That's right.
I'm not sure where Christopher is going, but you can see my apartment is all clean and empty, except for the furniture it came with, and there's my suitcase.
Because he's leaving on a jet plane.
Christopher's going somewhere too. Oh, this is hard.
Yeah, John is beginning the next leg of his migrant programming. And where, I think you've said it on the show before, but where exactly are you going this time?
We are going to Colombia, to Bogota, and we will be exploring South America for the next few months. So if there are any Sentinels fans in Bogota, Lima, Cusco, Santiago de Chile, Buenos Aires, Rio de Janeiro, and other points that we might visit, hit us up. Come play Sentinels.
Very cool. All right, I'm Jeremy. You can follow me at Mr. J Handel. That's MRJHANDL. Joining me as always is John, who you can follow at Migrant P. Follow his various adventures through South America. And you can always follow the company at Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube, and scroll down to join our Discord. As we are the developers, you can always be sure to get some insight into the process and maybe see some stuff before anyone else, like you are right now. Our games include tutorials that cover the basics, but we always do our best to explain exactly what we're doing, when we do it, and why. And depending on how long it takes for us to win or lose, we usually play multiple game sessions, but tonight, multiple games in each approximately 2-hour episode. And I'm going to share my screen to John so he can actually see what I'm doing when I'm playing Aeon's End here.
This is like pre-alpha demo.
Yes, so one of the things that we're actually going to be doing for this Kickstarter is we're actually going to have a demo that you're going to be able to play so that you can try it yourself. And that's what you're looking at here. Now, it's not finalized to the point of what you'll be able to play next week on the Kickstarter, but we thought it was close enough that we could actually let you see a little bit of how it plays. Can you all hear the... John's drawing on my screen. Can you all hear the music okay? Oh,
That's the bad guy.
It doesn't look like Game Show is capturing that. So
music is happening, Take Walker says.
All right. So this is Aeon's End. So Aeon's End is another cooperative card game. It's very similar to Sentinels, but it actually has deck building elements, unlike Sentinels. The way that it generally works is you have these things right here, which are called breaches, and you are playing as a breach mage, or as a team of breach mages. And what you do is you need to harness the power of these breaches to power your magic to defeat the nemesis who is attacking Gravehold. So very similar things to Sentinels. You've got Gravehold, which is the environment that you're living in. In this case, it's the city. It has 30 hit points. Game Show is not capturing that, so you can feel free to draw it.
I'm drawing lewd things on the screen.
Right. So this 30 HP up here is the HP of Gravehold. This 70 is the HP of the Nemesis. Nemesis also have minions, and in the same way that, you know, Sentinels has, you know, various targets. But instead of just playing a card to deal damage, you have to play a card to a breach to prep it. And then there's
I think they can't see it.
Oh, they can't see it? Oh, Game Show isn't showing it. I wonder, let me see.
Well, Take Walker mentioned a thing that I drew, so I don't know.
All right, I'll keep an eye on it. Draw something and I'll keep an eye on the actual, like, yeah, Game Show doesn't seem to be seeing it, but maybe it is going out over the thing. John is drawing circles around.
Lucky guess.
Oh. All right. Well, maybe not. Anyways, so let's just play through a couple turns real quick. So we've got two mages here. We've got Jian and Brahma. And you'll notice that Jian starts with 2 open breaches and then 2 closed breaches. And then Brahma over here has got 1 open breach and 3 closed breaches. Now, a little bit that'll become a little bit more clear in a moment. But so the first thing you usually do is you cast, but it's the beginning of the game, so we can't cast. So this is a spell. It's called the Spark. Deal 1 damage. I'm going to prep this to the first breach here, and then I'm going to prep the second one to the second breach here. And then I'm going to play these cards here. Now, what are these? These are gems. What do they do? Well, each gem has a certain amount of ether that it will bring along. That's what that cool little symbol is. So this Moonstone Shard lets me gain 1 ether, plus 1 ether that can be used to purchase a gem. or gain a gem, I guess is the parlance of the game. So now I've played this, and you see here there's 3 ether plus this 1 purple ether. So I have a total of 4 ether if I want to buy a gem, or 3 ether if I want to buy a different kind of card. This over here is the supply. This is where you draw your cards or add your cards in the sort of as you build your deck, hence deck building.
It's like the market and other.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a 3x3 grid, so there's 9 different kinds of cards that you can find here. I'm going to buy. I guess I'll play Jian, and maybe you can play Brahma then. So I'm going to buy this diamond cluster because I have 4, and I can, as long as I spend 4 on gems, I can get that. Diamond cluster is pretty cool because it lets you gain 2 ether, but the second time you play that card in a turn, you get an additional 2. So if you start building up diamond clusters, you can get lots and lots and lots and lots of ether. All right. So the other thing I wanted to mention is if you look up here, you'll see that Jian is the first of these little 6 things here, and the rest are unclear. And that's because the turn order in Aeon's End is a mystery. It's randomized. It's shuffled at the beginning of each round. So Jian went first. When I hit this end turn, I'm going to discard my cards. Another cool thing about Aeon's End is that you don't shuffle your discard deck. So you can actually choose the order with which you discard, and then you just flip your deck over, and then when you draw, you can actually set yourself up for the next turn. So the next person here is Brahma. So, Brahma, what would you like to do?
Yeah,
you've got a buried light and then a bunch of crystals.
Let's play those crystals. And let's focus my Breach 4.
Yes, so Breach 4 gets a +1 to damage.
Prep that spell into it.
Right. So when breaches are completely open, you can prep spells to them and use them whenever you like. Breaches that you focus, you can prep a spell to it, but then you have to use that spell the next turn. All right, so then we will end turn, and you'll notice that, like I just mentioned, that it was really important to make sure that you're putting your cards in your discard in a specific order, but if they're all the same, it doesn't matter, so it just does it for you automatically. All right, and then now you'll see here, now Brahma is taking a second turn immediately, because as the shuffle of the turn order worked, she ended up just going twice in a row, which can happen. The Nemesis can go twice in a row. There's 2, in a 2-player game, there's 2 of player 1, 2 of player 2, and then 2 of the Nemesis. All right, so
let's cast that. We have to cast that because it was in a closed breach, so we'll cast it onto the Nemesis.
The Nemesis. So you grab it and you drag it over to where you want to deal your damage. That's half of the damage animation on that one. We're still working on these, as I mentioned. It's not entirely ready yet. So we dealt 1 damage. You notice it went from 70 to 69.
Yeah,
and now,
so I got an ether from that spell too. That's part of it.
Oh, right.
So we can play the crystals. And yeah, let's open the Breach 4.
Nice.
And then Breach 3 and 4 give +1 damage. So let's prep that into that and prep the other one into Breach 1.
Boom. So now we've got 2 sparks prepped and ready to go, which will be a total of 3 damage next turn. So we will end the turn. It'll discard our cards, and then we'll see who goes next.
Yeah, after drawing. 2500 asks, is it Steam only, mobile only, or both? It's going to be Steam for the Kickstarter, but we will, of course, hope to bring it to mobile in the future.
Yeah. All right, so we got 2 Nemesis turns back to back here. I actually missed what the first one does, but then the Nemesis is doing a damage dealing turn where something comes off of this deck here. Why don't you? Can you explain a little bit about how the Nemesis, this particular Nemesis, works?
Click on the Nemesis deck to see what he played, or the discard.
Right. All right. So we got a Unrelenting Ire, unleash. If there are 2 Nemesis turn order cards in the turn order discard pile, unleash 2 additional times. There weren't at that point, so we got lucky there. But then Cleave came out, which is Rageborn Strikes, which then I believe plays a card from
the strike deck. I'm not sure which one it was. I can't really see your screen too well, so.
Yeah, so it was, it was, I don't remember. It's moving kind of quick.
Bad things happen.
Bad things happen, yes. So now we're back to Jian, who went at the beginning and the very end of the round. Yes, the frame rate is very low. It's because I've got Sentinels running in the background, this is running in a browser, and I'm also capturing to do whatever. When you actually play the demo yourself, assuming you're playing in a updated browser, it's going to be WebGL, and it actually plays really, really well. It just, you can't really see that here. So,
so here you can optionally cast your sparks.
Right, I can choose to cast these or not cast these. Because I have 2 more sparks in hand, I'm going to cast them because I figure...
Oh yeah, Gravehold took 5 damage is what happened.
Ah, that's what happened.
But hey, we have an effect.
Yeah, so that was me dealing some spell damage there. Let's do that again. So we get the arrow. We're going to drop it onto this. Boom.
Yeah, so as Jeremy mentioned, on the Kickstarter, there'll be a link to play this so you can actually try it out for yourself, which we're really excited about. We haven't been able to do that in the past for our stuff. So
okay, so I have 3 ether here. And so, you know, if you look up here, you can see the cost of these cards up in the corner. So, like, I could get this Wristward Amber, which is a 2 ether gem. I could maybe pick up this Spectral Echo, cast, deal 2 damage, you may destroy a card in hand. But, just for illustration's sake, you'll notice this little cool pie here, that each of them have, you know, Brahma's has room for 5, Xian has room for 4, and this is their sort of mage ability, which you can choose to spend ether to start gaining slots in your mage ability. And you can see here, this one's Black Mirror. Cast any player's prepped spell without discarding it, then cast that prepped spell again. There are cards, like for instance, if you look at this, this is a Relic, Mage's Talisman, gain 1 charge, and any ally gains 1 charge, so you can start powering them up that way. But I'm actually going to go ahead and power that up once, fill up one of those pie slots. It ends up wasting an ether. It's probably not optimum strategy, but I'm trying to show you folks a little bit about how it all works here. So. All right, so now look at the top of the screen. You'll notice it's the end of my turn. I'm going to draw up to my 5 cards, and now you'll watch the turn order deck shuffle, and the Nemesis is going to go next. Agony Field comes out.
This is a power.
Yeah, so let's pop that.
So with power cards, they get tokens on them, and yeah, the game doesn't pause right now while you have it up, but every Nemesis turn, it loses a token, and then if it gets to 0 on a Nemesis turn, it'll have that effect, which would, for this case, would be unleash and cause bad things. It has a 2 discard effect, which means that we can get rid of it if we do a certain thing. So that can be useful to do.
Indeed. All right, so then we get back to Brahma. Now you have 2 prepped spells here. I assume you want to use them both, but maybe not.
You can cast the Spark in the Breach 4, but not the other one.
Okay.
One thing, strategy-wise, with Aeon's End is it's often good to keep your sparks in breaches so that they don't go into your deck. They can just sort of hang out there. So you can click Finish Casting, and I don't have to use that other one. And let's prep that into Breach 4, and I'll start buying cards because I haven't bought any cards yet. Let's buy a Relic.
All right.
Click that Relic.
The Focusing Orb.
So with that, when you play it, you can focus. Relics are sort of like one-shots and Sentinels. They have a one-time effect. So yeah, let's grab that.
All right, so we'll grab the Focusing Orb. Now, when you grab a card from the supply or the market or whatever, it immediately goes into your discard pile. And again, as we mentioned, you know, that's somewhat typical in deck building. But because you don't shuffle your deck in this, if you have enough ether to buy 2 cards in a turn, for instance, you might want to, oh, I'm going to buy this one first and then buy the other one because I know that I want them to be in a certain order. All right, so yeah, no more ether, so end turn.
Yeah.
Great. You know, a perfect example of that is like if you start getting more and more of your diamond clusters that you definitely want to have in the hand together, you know, stacking them onto your deck in a specific way is a really good idea. All right, so Haze Spewer comes out. This is a minion, so this is a 5 HP minion. Persistent. Gravehold suffers damage equal to this minion's current life, then this minion suffers 1 damage. So, we haven't talked about victory and defeat yet. So, just like Sentinels, if you take well, just like most of the time in Sentinels, if you take the Nemesis down to 0 HP, you win. But how can you lose? Well, there's actually another way to win, too. If the Nemesis ends up with no cards to play, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. But how can you lose? Well, similar to Sentinels, again, you can lose by having all of your mages become exhausted, in Sentinels parlance, incapacitated. But you can also lose if you allow the Nemesis to destroy Gravehold. So you've got to be keeping an eye on not only your heroes, your mages' health, but you also have to be keeping an eye on Gravehold's health. And so that's kind of that multiple venue kind of, you know, keeping track of things like it is in Sentinels, where you have to watch not just the bad guy, but you also have to watch the environment. So,
Take Walker, exhaustion makes you lose only if all the mages are exhausted.
Yeah.
And if you're playing solo, then exhaustion doesn't make you lose. You're just playing with 1 mage. So hit that minion with both of the spells because
yeah,
that's bad. And the more we reduce it, the less damage it does to Gravehold.
Yeah, and actually, I didn't really show that the last time, but if you look here, when you drag over to something, it'll show you what the HP is going to be if you let go. So, like, I can bring it over here. Oh, okay, so it's going to do 1 to the Nemesis. If I do it over here, it's going to do 1 to the minion, so we'll hit the minion. Boom. Cool.
So it's down to 2. And so you can see that the power card is pulsating because I could use the 2 discards. So if you right-click on it, you can see destroy a card in hand that costs 2 or more. Sure, I'll do that. So click on it, and it's good. I only have 1 card in hand, so it'll pick it automatically. That is destroyed, which means it's out of the game. Let's prep that spark to breach 4 and play the crystals. And let's grab a Vristwood Amber to the top of my deck.
Yeah, so Vristwood Amber, as I just explained a second ago, that when you buy a card from the supply, it immediately is discarded, but Vristwood Amber says when you gain this, you may place it on the top of your deck. So, again, lots of planning here. That's one of the things that drew us to this game, is that it's got a lot of that deep strategy that you're used to from Sentinels of like, well, if this card goes here, what if I put it over here? So it's a very cool thing.
There, got that Amber. I have a big gem turn.
Okay, so now if you look here, you can see that the 2 Nemesis and the 2 Brahma turns have gone, so I know that Jian is now going to go twice in a row. So I could potentially, I mean, maybe or maybe not, but knowing that lets me sort of plan ahead a little bit here. So number 1, I only have 1 of the diamond clusters. I definitely am going to want to look to get more of those. I want to probably play at least 1 of these so that I can prep the second spark. But
yeah, you can take out that minion.
Yeah, I think I'll take out the minion. That's a good way to go. So we'll hit that, hit the minion again. And now that's gone. So I will, yeah. I tend to prep my spells first and then play my gems. Do you? What do you
Doesn't
think?
matter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a right way to do it. I've only played this on the tabletop once.
I mean, it depends. Like, if you want to prep into a closed breach, then you need to like play your gems and focus the breach. So
right, true. Okay, so I've played all this, and you'll notice that I've got a total of 6 ether if I spend it on gems or 5 plus 1.
The one thing, I mean, for Sentinels players, it's really different because in Sentinels, it's very specific. Like you play a card, so you choose any one of your cards and play it. Then you use a power, choose one of your powers and use it,
right?
And you draw a card. Whereas in Aeon's End, you have the 2 big phases. You have casting phase where you can cast your spells, and then main phase where you have like 8 different things you can do in any order you want. And so it's definitely a different feeling, and you have a lot of different strategies you can use within that.
Right. So here, looking at my discard, you can see here that I've got 2 sparks and then my diamond cluster. So I'm going to go ahead and discard my diamond cluster first, so that I've got
together.
Yeah, so they're right next to each other. So that increases the likelihood that they're going to end up in the same hand, which they really will be, because you'll notice that, based on the number of cards I have in my discard and the number of cards in my deck, I just drew that first spark.
You can actually right-click on your deck or click on your deck and see that the first 5 cards are on the right, and that's going to be heavier 2 diamond clusters. Yeah.
So, and again, unlike Sentinels, deck manipulation is not only an important mechanic here like it is in Sentinels, but there's essentially no real hidden information in the deck because it's not shuffled. Like, you get to set it up exactly how you want it, which is a pretty cool mechanic.
There's rare nemesis effects that can cause your deck to get shuffled, but aside from that, you know what's coming. So
yeah. All right, so I'm going to hit the nemesis with this. Boom. And I'm going to prep both of these to those, and then I'm going to play my gems. And that gives me 3. Yeah, do I want that Vristwood Amber? Actually, yeah, that'll set me up for a huge
If you
turn.
put that Vristwood Amber, you will miss out on your... I think that crystal at the bottom right is the top of your deck.
Oh, it's not the top?
I believe so. I need to update that screen to show you exactly what it means.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm pretty sure if you amber your deck, you will be in an unhappy place.
All right, so in that case, then maybe I'll look at this Spectral Echo. Deal
that's a good
damage, and you may destroy a card in hand. So that's
you thin your deck out of crystals and sparks.
Yeah, exactly. It's as is similar to a lot of deck building. The starting cards are not super powerful, so if you can get them out of the way, so that you can only have more powerful cards, that can be super awesome. So.
Missing Number the Great would like to know how much do the mages differ from each other. That's a good question. So
yeah, so first and foremost, and when we first started, you can see this a little bit. In this case, Jian and Brahma both started with different organizations of open and versus closed breaches, but they also start with different opening hands. It's only 1 or 2 cards different, but right?
Yeah. So every mage has 10 cards to begin with. 5 cards in hand and 5 cards in deck, which is going to be your second draw usually. And they're typically all sparks and crystals, which are your basic spells and gems. But you also, each mage has a unique card, which is their unique starter. For Gian, it's a gem. For Brahma, it's a spell. For others, it's maybe a relic or a different card. That'll be something that is unique to them. They also have a unique ability that they can use if they build up their charges. So those are the starter. I would say typically the most different thing between the mages is what their starter card does and what their ability does. But then there's also, differences between the breaches can really lend a difference to how they play. Like if you look at Brahma starts with just 1 open breach, whereas Gian starts with 2. So Gian is really ready to go with casting spells much faster than Brahma is. There's actually mages that start, they only have like 1 or 2 breaches at all. They have they have like an X for their other breaches. They don't even have access to them at all.
Yeah, and actually this is a good time to mention that the core game, which is going to be the, sort of the base level to get backed on Kickstarter, is similar to Sentinels, is sort of, the base game starter pack, if you will. It comes with 8 different mages, and 4 different nemesis to defeat.
Yeah, the nemesis are actually more different than, like, the real, like, the mages between them have some variety, but the real, I think, variety of the game comes from the nemesis, which are totally different from one another. Yeah. And they have totally different mechanics. Like, Rageborn is sort of the more basic, like, he just punches you a lot, but there's ones that, like, they pollute your deck with bad cards you don't want. There's ones that steal your cards. There's ones that have, tons of minions. There's all sorts of different things and different mechanics that happen. And then that's sort of the main thing. But then there's also the supply. So right now, if you look at in the top right, we've got the supply configured as sort of the initial tutorial game. But there's all kinds of different gems and relics and spells. And how you decide what's in the market, or if you randomize it, makes a totally different game, because you have totally different things that you can do and ways to build your deck and find combos. And so,
well, and I should also mention too that the market that you see here, like, it's each of these stacks is a stack of all the same card, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so what John's saying is that sometimes different ones of these will be different stacks of the same card, but it'll be, instead of, this particular relic of the Mage's Talisman, it might be a different relic or a different card entirely. And that can very much change the way that the game plays. So.
Yeah.
All right, so the Rageborn here played Unleash. Any player suffers 3 damage and draws a card. So if it's me, I'm going to draw another thing, and I'm going to end up with all kinds of crazy gems. Or you will draw another power. Actually, you don't have any powers in hand. So what do you think? You, or do we want to optimize for health?
No matter.
All right, I'll let you do it. So there we go. Brahma, I just hit on who it is. Brahma takes 3 and ostensibly draws a card.
Maybe there's an error.
Or not.
What's that card? The Nemesis card?
The Nemesis card is Skewer.
All right, let me make a note.
Yeah, Mind Wanderer says, yeah, they're not totally different because they do share 75% of the cards. That's exactly right. A lot of the difference is not in the cards that you have in your hand or the cards that you add to your hand. It's in how they play based on open breaches or mage abilities. I think we talked about this mage ability here. So cast any player's prepped spell without discarding it, then cast that prepped spell again. Brahma's, on the other hand, is Brink Siphon. Activate during your main phase. Any player gains 4 life. So we've got a healing power here, whereas we've got a sort of damaging power on Gian.
Yeah, Mind Wanderer's talking about the mages.
Yeah, talking about the mages.
There's a common basic set of Nemesis cards that you build the Nemesis deck, that you include some of the Nemesis specific ones. What I'm talking about them being totally different is they're totally different, unique mechanics,
right?
Which are totally different. Yes, there are basic cards that get mixed into the deck, but they all have special mechanics that are totally different from each other, and that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
So this looks like that is the end of the demo because there's an error. Yes. So I made a note.
And this is why this is not live yet.
Yeah. And also, I mean, the demo is going to have bugs. It's still like pre-alpha, but...
yeah, it's like a vertical slice. It's a way to give you a chance to really sort of, you know, get a feel for how the game plays, but not necessarily play an entire game for sure. All right, so let me switch this off and switch this over to Sentinels, because that is the thing that I know we all like to do. All right, so there's the game that everybody knows. Sentinels, let's turn the music up a little bit.
All right, you can stop sharing your screen, which should help with your...
Cool. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's another thing that was probably causing all kinds of stuff. Takewalker says, I'm really excited about this game, and having something to keep track of the rules and stuff for me is going to be awesome. We agree. Yeah, it's one of those things like when this game sort of came across our desk and we started to realize that a lot of people who play Sentinels also play this game, we're like, this seems like the right next project for us for sure. So, all right, so let's play some Sentinels, because that's a thing that we do.
So it's Halloween time.
It is
tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna. What's your avatar?
Oh, Mainstay.
Okay. Then I have chosen my avatar.
Oh, perfect.
Because there's a vote between them.
There's a vote between them. Right now, it looks like...
or the red Dr. Medico, or the also red...
Dr. Medico? Yeah, so right now, Dr. Medico is ahead, at least on the Twitch one. I haven't looked at the Twitter poll, but we'll get that in a moment, probably.
I don't know if you've listened to the Apple Music Halloween playlist this year. It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
The song I Want Candy came up, and I actually listened to it. I learned that it's not about candy.
What, pray tell, is it about, John?
You should listen to it.
Okay.
You should listen to it. Yeah.
All right.
There should be an avatar of Medico's butt soundbar. That's a good idea. Deadline.
I mean, why not, right? You know, he wants to destroy the whole world. That seems like a vaguely Halloween-y thing to do. And then who else? Yeah, and I think I'm gonna play Golem Unity, because I feel like that sort of half robot with skin falling off thing is a very Halloween-y thing as well. The poll is up. If you mouse over the Twitch window, you should see it, or you can also vote on Twitter. Check out.
Also, the Halloween weekly one-shot is up. I haven't seen any Easy Mint comments about that one.
Ooh, Nightmist. Excellent choice. All right, so we want to do any shenanigans with advanced or anything like that?
That's up to you.
Let's see. Whenever a catastrophe card is destroyed, Deadline deals each hero target 3 infernal damage. Whenever an environment card is destroyed, each hero character... Yeah, let's do challenge. I feel like we had some fun with challenge last week. Don't need the advance, but let's make villain devices indestructible.
Excellent.
Boom.
I had a great game last night with Grand Warlord Voss in Mordengrad on the tabletop, and Luminary taking advantage of all the devices.
Oh! They
have some great interactions between those two villain environments.
That reminds me. Oh, look what arrived!
The giant box.
Shoot, I'm picking it up and the things are falling out of it. Oh no! Don't break my beautiful, amazing box. Yes, we finally got our big, amazing Sentinels of the Multiverse collector's box thing, ultimate collector case. It is bigger than I seem to remember it when I saw it at Gen Con.
Outrageous.
It is outrageous.
It's bigger when it's in your room. Because it takes up so much space in your room.
It's like Gem and the holograms. It is truly, truly, truly outrageous. And I was all excited. I was like, oh man, I got all the things. Now I got to put it in. Wait, I've got a Kickstarter launching next week. I don't have time to put a bunch of cards in the box. So it's just sitting there now, and I will get to it at some point when I get to it. So
I like they did a really good job on the unboxing experience with it, where it's like you open it up and it's like, ooh, there's foam, and then you take out the foam and it's like, ooh, Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Yes, very cool. All right, so Road Warrior Mainstay. which I will remind everybody the power for that is bring it until the start of your next turn. Whenever a target deals damage to Mainstay, he may deal that target 1 melee damage. He opens with Drop the Hammer, Durasteel, Studded Vest, Headlock, and Shard Strength. Dr. Medico Malpractice, who is the red right hand until the end of your next turn. The first time each hero target would regain HP each turn, Dr. Medico deals 1 target that amount of energy damage instead. And he opens with Experimental Medicine, Immunization, Life Force of Will, and Triage. Unity, Golem Styles, got a Bebot, a Brainstorm, a Modular Workbench, and a Swiftbot. And Nightmist has got Call Forth, or a 4 Call Forth, a 3 Mistfueled Recovery, a 3 Mist of Time, and a 1 Planar Banishment.
Yeah, so chat's talking about the one-shot who they got mints, which is great. It is a game you can definitely mint, because that's what I did, like usual. But it is not an easy mint, by any means. It is a challenge.
So it's not like a Peppo mint or a Spiro mint. It's more like a Sinnoh mint.
Yeah. And it's, at least for me, it took me like quite a while to beat it. It was a long game. All
right, so let's see. As is my wont, I have not played these characters enough to know them well enough. So let's see here. Yeah, I don't think I want to drop the hammer.
So we have 2 catastrophes around. If we can destroy them, that'd be good. We do have a planar banishment, so I might go ahead and use that to try to clear out the catastrophes.
Yeah.
On Nightmist turn.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get my Durasteel Studded Vest out. The question is, do I want to... Yeah, we'll definitely want to use that in a bit, but let's see. Do I want to draw 3 cards and discard 2, or do I just want to do that thing where if I get hit, I can hit it back? Does the Englaive... Yeah, this card deals the hero target, but that is indestructible, because it's a villain device.
He will hit you if he flips, but... my aim is to make him not flip this round. So,
all right, I'm just going to draw some more cards. Let's see. So we got another Headlock, Leader of the Pack, and Bad to the Bone. All right, well, I'm going to discard one of the Headlocks because it's limited, and I don't think I'm going to use more than one of them. What else do I want to discard? Increase damage dealt by Mainstay by 1 reason. Yeah, I don't want to get rid of that. Bad to the Bone. No.
Cytosine says, if Krista gets in trouble, she can just hide inside the collector's case until it blows over.
That's true. Probably fit about 3 Kristas in there. I don't know. What would you discard here?
Bad to the Bone.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, and I draw another Durasteel Studded Vest.
Yeah. I like immunization, because that can help Unity get bots into play for free, but you already do have Modular Workbench, so... What's your plan?
Oh, yeah, what is my plan? That's a good question. Yeah, Bebot is good. Honestly, this turn, and I know everyone's probably going to think I'm crazy, I would probably Brainstorm and then hit myself to get Bebot, or to get Swiftbot out.
Perfect.
And then deal with it later. Yeah?
You're immune to damage.
Oh. Great.
Best Red Dad. That's right.
Red Dad Redemption 2?
Yeah, that's been out since Friday, I guess. The marketing has slowed down now.
It is officially the largest...
How many millions of dollars in marketing are you guessing that they spent on that?
Well, whatever it was, it paid off. They have officially become the largest launch of any entertainment product in the history of mankind.
Of course, like clearly double-digit millions of dollars.
Oh, yes.
So, but like, I don't know about triple digits, but like there were TV ads like all the time. So it could have been triple digits. I feel like that's not out of the realm, right?
Correct.
To be like in the 100 million range.
Yeah, and as I posted on somebody's Facebook post where they were like, Red Dead Redemption has launched to the biggest launch of any entertainment thing ever in history, and I was like, yep, and here I am trying to conceive of a game I am less interested in playing than Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm coming up
if
short.
I had a console and like not being a digital nomad, I would be playing that like until 7:59 when we went on stream.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, if you're pitching this game to me, it's imagine you're a cowboy, and I'm like, all right, you've already lost me. But it's also Grand Theft Auto, and I'm like, and now I never want to have anything to do with it. I tried
love Grand Theft Auto.
I know.
And I love Grand Theft Horse. So
I know. But like, I tried playing Grand Theft Auto 4. I played it for like 3 hours, and I was like, I just don't get it. And then, like an idiot, I went and bought Grand Theft Auto 5 and played it even less. And I was like, these games are just not for me.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is a lot of fun to watch other people play it on the internet.
I'm just annoyed that everybody keeps abbreviating it as RDR2, because every time I see that, all I see is R2D2, and that drives me crazy. Because I'm like, oh, they're talking about Star Wars.
I'm really sympathetic to that.
It's dumb. It's like back when everybody started saying BVS for Batman versus Superman. No. BTVS is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Stop using BVS for Batman versus Superman.
Also not sympathetic to that. Red Dead Redemption was amazing and gorgeous, and it looks like the sequel will be even more so of both of those things.
Well, and I will say this too. I was predisposed to not like this game because all of the stuff that came out like 2 weeks ago about how like people were working 100-hour weeks in crunch to get it done.
Sure, yeah.
And I was like, well, and we don't do that at Handelabra because we respect people and we don't hate people and we don't hate the people that make our games.
So have you played any AAA games?
Yes, I have, for sure. But it's, you know, I don't play a lot of them, to be quite honest, these days anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I don't either, but it's not because I don't want to.
Right. Yeah, the last AAA game that I played was Spider-Man, which was amazing. I'm actually currently playing, I'm about to finish the PSVR game, Astrobot Rescue Mission, which is, like, I was not a believer in virtual reality. I still don't know that I think it's ever going to go super mainstream, but like if you're on the fence at all, I highly recommend this game. Like, find a friend who has a PSVR and play it because it's so cool. It uses VR differently than most VR. Most VR is like first person, I'm running around, I'm shooting things. This is like you're a benevolent little robot making other little robots run around in front of you, and it's really super, super fun. All right. Do I want...
there's a Fallout MMO that just came out that I'm not interested in because I'm not interested in MMOs.
Oh yeah, it's Fallout 76. Yeah, I'm interested to see what that ends up being because
when I first saw the announcements, I was excited until I heard it was an MMO, and I was like, oh.
Well, but apparently you can play it solo. It'll just be harder. It's basically like every person you come across in the wasteland is an actual person. They're not NPCs. So
they're going to be idiots.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. I'm interested. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to drop the money to actually buy it, but we'll see.
All right. So I made you all immune to damage. Aren't you happy about that? I'm going to increase HP recovery caused by my business by 1. And I'm going to keep my damage hammer happening, but that's not going to happen until next time.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's going to be a Pokemon... What is it? Pokemon Go... What's the thing? Like the thing that's coming to Switch, whatever it is.
Pokemon?
Yeah, but it's Pokemon Go Eevee and Pokemon Go Pikachu. Thank you. For some reason, I was blanking.
Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And I haven't decided yet if I'm going to let myself buy both of them because I know that my 2 kids who play the Switch, and actually I have a 3rd kid who's getting ready to start playing Switch, are going to want to have their own version to play. But I don't know how that's all going to shake out yet. All right, let's...
The remake of Pokemon Yellow based on Go's mechanics. Interesting. I'm surprised you didn't play Modular Workbench.
I know, I was considering it, but didn't you just make me immune?
No, that was last round.
Oh, I thought I just saw you hitting me. Okay,
Nope.
then I take it back. Let's go back then. I thought you had done it again, so I was
There's
going
also
to do the
no
same thing.
point hitting the Endglaive because it's indestructible.
Yeah, but I had extra damage to do, so... Okay, so yeah, so Modular Workbench...
You also get to play 2 cards.
Right. Or 3.
You can still play Brainstorm if you want.
I could... What I think I'm No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, yes, let's do Brainstorm. Right, so there's that B-Bot. And now Cryobot as well. Interesting. Okay. I assume we don't want shimmies around?
Yeah, we can hit Jimmy's.
Right.
You can hit the Endglaive if you want.
I like hitting things.
It's better if it's lower. It takes the environment damage. Hey, you can't heal. I do damage instead. Ha ha.
Yeah, I will say the tricky thing that's going to happen with the Let's Go games is that you can like link them to your mobile, like your Pokemon Go, and I know that they're both going to want my Pokemon Go to be linked to theirs, and I don't think you could have it linked to more than one, so that's going to be tricky for sure.
They'll just have to get their own Pokemon Go.
They don't have phones yet, John. They're too young.
Is there a too young
Yes. Yes, there is.
baby phone?
I mean, my daughter has an iPod Touch, but we specifically have disabled most of the, like technically in the United States at least, it's illegal for her to join any sort of social media until she's at least 13. That's just the way it works. A lot of her friends already have because their parents don't know how things work, but...
All right, so Deadline is going to flip, just so you know. And do a bunch of damage. And there's not really anything we can do about that. So I'm just going to get set up.
I'm with you, Citizen. I actually don't have a problem with them not becoming complete and total digital natives until they're at least 13. But my daughter goes to an all-girls school where they're all on Instagram. She says, except for her, I'm the only one who's not on it. Which, of course, is ludicrous. She's definitely not the only one. But...
She might be the only one.
Nah, she's definitely not. I know enough of the parents to know that she's definitely not the only one.
Each player may discard up to 3 cards. If 6 cards are discarded this way, destroy this card. How do you feel about discarding cards, team? Can 2 of us discard a couple and 2 of us discard 1? Nightmist is good for a couple.
Yeah, I think we can probably make it happen.
Nightmist can do 2. I've got the duplicates, which doesn't really mean anything with Nightmist. That's okay. I would say Mainstay could discard an equipment, which he likes to do. At least 1.
Yeah. By which you mean the only one that I have. Yeah, and I feel like if I don't have any equipment, I can discard one of these drop the hammers. If I keep one for later just in case, but...
Alright, and then Medico and Unity can discard 1 each.
Okay.
As friends. Super friends. Let's go triage.
Okay. Yeah, given where I'm at, I think I don't need Flash Forge. And skip.
Rod of Anubis.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually just saw somebody was on. Oh yeah, who did we want this? Sure. Someone was just on Bill Maher show, and he was talking about how they've done some research into this, and I mean, gender stuff notwithstanding, in the research at least, in general, boy bullying is physical, whereas girl bullying is emotional, and so the social media revolution actually tends to affect boy populations or homogenous boy populations less, because if they're going to bully, they're going to hit you in real world, IRL. Whereas girls, you know, the social media thing, it's all about psychological and, you know, that kind of stuff. And again, this is what he says his research supports. I have not read into the research, but that's what they seem to believe about that kind of stuff, which is interesting. I mean, obviously, you know, we still live in a society where girls are very much, you know, it's the physical appearance is more than it is for boys, for sure, especially at that age. So I don't know. It's interesting. You know, he also did very clearly state in this thing that, like, no research supports that violent video games have any effect on people's whatever. So by that, I am sort of predisposed to believe that he was doing good research, because that is all the research I've read also agrees with that position about violent video games. So I don't know. I'm not trying to spread fake news, but this was just a thing that I saw, and so I thought I'd mention it. Yeah, JCC, and again, this is not me advocating for that position. This is just based on what I heard on a particular show, and he claims he has the research. I have not read the book, so I don't know. And again, and also, I don't even have anecdotal evidence for this, because I went to an all-boys school, so I know what boys are like when you put a bunch of boys together, but I don't know what it's like with girls, so.
I haven't been a kid for a long time.
Yes, and Otaku Dash, yeah, like, you know, an all-boys school certainly had a lot of physical bullying, but it also had quite a bit of emotional bullying as well. The difference being that in an all-boy atmosphere, well, I would say my school was probably better than most, but it was still sort of probably not treated with the type of maturity that it would be today, certainly, and could still be even better in the future. So.
Take Walker, I was not expecting John to end that with a long time. I have not been a kid. I was sprung full form as an adult.
So yeah. I did finally finish that spiced bourbon that I had last week, and I was like, all right, I'm treating myself. So I've got a good Ardbeg 10 here now. So I'm back to good.
All right, Christopher would approve.
He would. And that's exactly what I was thinking of when I went out.
I hope you like damage, Mainstay, because your headlock is getting you all the damage.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, so what do we got here? I have one equipment, so I could do that. How many are in my trash? Oh, did it get shuffled? It must have gotten shuffled.
It got shuffled
let's see.
A catastrophe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Yep, it's not gonna leave play, so that's useless. Yeah, shard strength it is.
If you had used your base power last turn, you would have hit him a whole bunch.
I would have hit him a whole bunch. So we'll do that now. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda.
I do want to hit myself. I suppose I can play from the brink to try to keep Mainstay alive.
Mojo VGB! Thank you for being a subscriber for 16 months.
OMG, Mojo VGB. Spooky subs.
Spooky sub. Poor Mainstay. First he's way behind in the polls, and now he's getting the ever-loving crap beat out of him. Yeah, let's see it. Yeah, oh, interesting. It looks like Mainstay is actually ahead on Twitter.
What's happening on Twitch?
Twitch is the opposite.
Oh, so the numbers will matter.
Yeah, the numbers will matter. It's, well, probably not a lot. Mainstay's got 10 on Twitch. Malpractice has got 21 on Twitch.
Get to the polls.
Yes.
Now.
Your vote matters. You have a voice.
You're seeing my finger. It's voting.
All right. Yeah, I hate to do this, but I feel like I'm gonna get rid of Cryobot. I don't know. Tell me why that's the worst choice.
Because Cryobot would cry.
right. That's what I'm doing.
So you say, don't be sad, Crabot. Everyone loves you. Discarded.
Don't worry, you'll be back. I know.
You're loved in the trash.
Jeremy makes robots cry. News at 11. Oh, yep, 50-50 on Twitch now, or Twitter.
You know what I've had enough of? Deadline playing cards. And Nightmist regaining HP. We're not having any of that this turn.
That's robophobic. Don't date robots! I think I've mentioned that I'm watching through Futurama with my 12-year-old. She loves it. I found a YouTube video just yesterday or the day before that was like a table read of an old episode, and so she got to see the actors doing the voices, which blew her mind because she did not realize that like on that show 2 or 3 of the actors do like 27 of the voices. So like Billy West would do like Fry, but then he would also do, you know, 3 of the other sort of like one-off characters, and she was like, wait, he does all of those? What?
So there's strategic voting happening from Balawi and Brian LeWolfhunt for Mainstay, and Mainstay is winning.
I fully support strategic voting.
I fully support non-first past the post voting systems.
Amen to that. Ranked choice voting.
Representation or anything. Anything is better.
Yep.
Anything at all, except like the one with the gun gets the win or something like that. Like anything is better than first past the post.
Yes. Yeah. If anybody out there is not familiar with what, you know, like ranked choice voting or instant runoff voting or anything like that, I'm going to play a card and then I can go on a little rant about that. I think I'm just going to play Sweet Ron.
Yeah, and Canada is slowly moving towards better voting systems, but it's the perennial problem of, you know, whenever someone wins something, they are incentivized to keep the thing that made them win.
Yeah.
Even though they promised that they would change the thing that made them win.
Let's see. Do I want to?
So yes, no voting system is perfect, but first past the post is the worst.
Well, right, and because so first past the post,
like you could always move up from the worst.
Yeah, so first past the post voting, like we're currently living in exactly what at least in the United States, in what is the natural outcome of that, which is super polarized 2-party systems. That's what first past the post voting naturally evolves into. And the reason why you want something like ranked choice is like, you know, let's just to take the last election here in the United States for an example. You got Hillary, you got Trump, you got Gary Johnson, and you got Jill Stein, right? In a ranked choice voting, I could say, I want Jill Stein first, then Hillary second, then Gary Johnson third, and Trump last. You count those all up, and they say, okay, who got the least number of votes? In that case, it was probably Jill Stein. So what they would do is they would take Jill Stein, everybody who voted for Jill Stein for number 1, they would take their second choice and allot them to the people who have, you know, like let's say, you know, 80% picked Hillary and 20% picked Gary Johnson. So those 80% of those votes would go to Hillary, then the rest would go to Gary Johnson, and then we go, okay, is there someone who has an actual majority? If not, they then take the next lowest person, which in this case would probably be Gary Johnson, and they'd say, okay, 60% of those go to Donald Trump and 40% of them go to Hillary. Then they would say, okay, now who has the majority? There's only 2 left. Who has the majority? It would be one of the 2 that are left. And the reason why this is good is because it allows you to actually vote for who you want. You know, there obviously a big argument that's been happening in the United States is that, like, you know, you vote for a third party, you're throwing away your vote, or you're splitting the vote that's going to stop the worst candidate or whatever. This means that you are not actually doing that. You can actually vote for who you want, which gives third, fourth, fifth parties an actual seat at the table, an actual decent representation, while also not screwing it up for the rest of everybody else. So, just something to keep in mind. And yes, of course, this does assume that your vote is not altered by someone hacking the machine, but that's a second that's a completely different problem.
I prevented the next damage to you so you can use your base power without taking damage.
Okay, great.
So yeah, like instant runoff is a great one. there's also like other proportional systems that are good too. Like, yeah.
Yeah, paper ballots are absolutely necessary. Like I always go back to that XKCD.
Oh yeah, like Canada is 100% paper ballots, and it's actually like, so I understand like, in a perfect world, electronic voting would be great, but man, are you terrible at making voting systems in the U.S.
I assume you've seen that XKCD that I'm talking about, right?
Holy goodness, we use paper ballots, and you mark an X with a pencil, and the thing is like, it's not like it's harder because the U.S. has 10 times more population. That just scales. Like, you have 10 times more people,
right,
to count them also. So
yeah, in Ohio, at least the last 3 or 4 times I've voted, it's been Scantron, where you fill in the little bubble.
The hanging chads.
No, not the hanging chads. Those are butterfly ballots.
See,
those are still paper ballots, but they're ones where you pop the hole out. Like, ours are Scantron. You fill it.
Machine, right?
It is read by a machine. That is true.
Right, but in Canada, it's 100% like read by a person.
Gotcha.
And you mark an X. If you can mark an X, you're my kind of people. That's our slogan.
Yeah, welcome to the States. Welcome to let the States decide everything. That's true. And actually, like, that is one of the few things I think that is a really, honestly, is a pretty positive thing about the way the States do it, which is that, like, because we are technically a, you know, representative republic, democracy, whatever, you know, each state has the right to sort of certify their own election, which is, you know, one of the few things that is sort of holding off what I would consider to be some pretty negative stuff right now, which is that, you know, the federal system cannot impose a nationwide election system that could very easily be corrupted. And so that's good in some ways. Obviously, it's tricky because then every single different state can do it their own way.
Oh my goodness, Judge of Anubis, what are you doing? Not too much.
It's actually, well, it is the politics section, but it's actually not a partisan politics section, Brian the Wolf Hunt. It's really just talking about voting systems and, you know, in general.
Yeah, in Canada, the federal elections are handled by the federal government, and provincial elections are handled by the provincial. The elections are handled by the places that it matters to them, which seems to make sense to me. But what am I, Canadian?
Yeah, I guess, Sandvar, maybe I'm misrepresenting what it means to be a paper ballot. Look, when I say paper ballot, it means I'm not touching a screen to cast my ballot. I'm writing on a piece of paper. It is read by a Scantron system, but then I also I get a paper.
That's not a paper ballot, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, I get a paper receipt that shows me what I voted, so. My wife likes to vote absentee, which is fine. I have early voted for the presidential election and. No, not last year. For the presidential election in 2016, I early voted because the Board of Elections is like 30 blocks from where I am, and it's right on like a public transportation system. But then last year, I voted at my actual precinct on Election Day, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do this week. This year, I still have another week to decide, so I might go early. I might just wait until Election Day.
In other news, Deadline has played terrifying devices.
Yep.
Auto Armor Caster is indestructible, and the first time damage will be dealt to Deadline to try and prevent that damage. That super sucks with indestructible devices. Pandemonium Key, the first time an environment target enters play each turn, play the top card of the villain deck, which is not the worst in Tomb of Anubis, but it's not great.
Yeah.
So remember, your first damage each turn is going to be rejected.
All right. Anubis?
Sure.
Yeah, that's interesting, Sandvar. I've never used the touchscreen for voting. I don't know what that would be like. And this is where I admit my you know, eternal shame, which was that I was a non-voter until I was 26? 25? I don't remember. The first presidential election that I remember for sure absolutely voting in was for John Kerry.
You were part of the I'm too young and it doesn't matter.
I was. I absolutely was. And you know, it's interesting. I was one of those annoying morons who was like, oh man, an uninformed voter is worse than a non-voter, and I'm uninformed, so I shouldn't be voting because I would just ruin the system, which is actually correct. The problem is that there's so many uninformed voters voting that it doesn't really matter. So everyone should vote. Honestly, I've switched to being one of those people that is like, I think compulsory voting is a thing. Like, even if it means you have to fill out something that says I choose not to vote for any of these things, fine. But like, register everyone.
I mean, Australia has compulsory voting, and it's not a big problem.
Yeah, I already have that, so I'm going to do that. Okay, here we go. Yep, JCC, I'm with you. Obviously, I've become far more informed since then, so it's a very different situation, but...
Good job voting, Brian LeWolfhunt.
Woohoo!
Good job voting, all of you who have voted already or will vote in 1 week. I mean, in the U.S.
Yeah,
their voting's happening in Canada. Of course. Like, in Canada, like, we don't have this, like, elections have to happen in November because November is the only time when you can vote. Elections happen when they need to happen. So
yeah. So Tenebrous Overlord says, my take is that if someone does not vote, they lose the right to complain about the results. Yeah. So that is, I believe that was George Carlin's position about voting, which is like, people are like, hey man, I can complain all I want. I didn't participate in the system. It's like, no. If you didn't participate in the system, you have no right to complain.
Except you do, because that's freedom of speech.
Yes, you have the right to complain, but you don't.
You have the right.
You have the right, but not the right.
Still be a jerk. You can still be a jerk.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong. I met George Carlin in person. He signed my book. He was doing a book signing. It was literally like a block from where I currently live at Shaker Square.
All right, I'm sending you my life force of evil, or of will, but I choose to read as evil.
You're sending me your Red Dad redemption.
This is really 3 hit points, so make your choice.
Well, she's at 14. What do I have?
You could modular workbench a bot into play.
Yeah.
But you don't really have a lot of cards, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going to regain HP here.
And Nightmist. I have the cards I need, so let's heal up. There's 7 words. There are only 4. I won't. I like this game a lot. I really do.
That's because when John says them, they're like the Canadian version, so they have like extra U's and E's in them and stuff. It's like I send him a check every month, which is CHECK, but he receives a check, which is CHEQUE.
That's right. That's exactly what happens. Don't stop, says young Haribo. Don't stop. Good. Thank you for that instruction to not stop. We will not stop.
So Apple launched a bunch of new things today, which is very exciting if anybody's interested in that. New iPads, a new Mac Mini, and a new Watch OS, which has bricked my Apple Watch. Yes, my Apple Watch has been sitting on the Apple screen now for 3 hours. I'm not happy with Apple right now.
So here's the thing. Apple has been releasing new iPads, but my iPad Air 2 is still so good.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, why would I ever need anything? It's so good still after like 4 years. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, I don't even know which one I have anymore because their naming scheme is ridiculous.
Yeah,
and there's nothing about it that is like, oh, I better replace this.
Like, that was the iPad 2 for like 4 years as well, right? Like, it was just like they did it right. And that's why there's still so many iPad 2s even around still. But like the iPad Air 2 specifically is like still great. And that will change over, the next few years, but like they did it too good.
Is it worth it for me to even waste my thing, or should I just hit Akana with this?
I mean, are you doing other damage this turn?
No.
No. So don't waste it. Hit Akana.
Okay.
Apple's actually doubled down on making things that last. Like that was what they talked about at their latest thing. So they're all about like, let's make your thing that you already bought stay alive longer, which I am all for.
Yeah, and I mean, look, the new iPads look amazing. And actually, I was following an interesting Twitter thread that was like, this is the first time they've ever name-checked anyone when talking about how powerful their iPads are. They were like, this iPad is so much more powerful that in benchmarks, it's better than an i7 and has better graphics performance than an iPhone, or excuse me, an Xbox One S. And they've never compared themselves against specific products or specific companies before. And so someone was like, this is definitely proof positive that they're going to try and make an ARM-based, like, computer, not just an iPad computer, which I don't know if that's a thing or not, but that was some commentary that I read.
All right, I'm going to go for Amulet. I have Mistbound, but I think I'm going to go for Amulet right now because he doesn't have any ongoings out, so let's start with that. And I will just take this damage for 2 cards. So I've seen they can talk all they want. I'll wait to see if they actually do it. Well, I mean, iOS 12 is doing it. I haven't actually updated my Mac yet, but that's what they're planning. That's what they're talking about. Have you updated to the latest
Mojave? I have. Yeah, and in fact, I updated my phone to 12.1 today, and that was fine, but updating my watch to 5.1 is the thing that's not working, so...
Oh man, the Rod of Anubis is out of the game? The idol and the rod are out of the game. That sucks. Yeah, hit that end glaive. We hates it.
Yes, the devices are indestructible, Takewalker.
That's right, seeing as they are at 1 hit point. This is all going to Mainstay.
All right.
Good thing you didn't use your power. What did you use? Why didn't you use your power?
Because I used the wrong thing.
You would have hit him for like 20 damage. Instead, you're just gonna die.
Yep.
It's only 1 damage. You're just gonna die. Use your power. Let this be a lesson to you.
All right. I said when we started that I have not played these heroes enough.
You don't need to draw net 1 card. You need to win the game. You might survive if I do this, so okay. I'm doing this for you. And everyone else. No, you're still gonna die.
Magnetic pole shifts.
Oh, you have 1 hit point.
Yeah, but I don't actually.
You're alive. If you had used your power, he would be like down 20 hit points.
Weird flickers. Uh-oh.
Now you kill yourself at the start of your turn.
Yeah. The stream is flickering. I don't...
I'm not flickering.
All right, hang on. Let me try a thing real quick. All right, there. I switched it back to the screen. Is it still flickering?
Turns out Jeremy's bad at Mainstay.
Oh, it is still flickering. I can see it on the thing.
I'm flickering. Listen.
Waving my hand to see if there's a... Yeah, I see the flicker. Yeah, I don't know what that is, folks. But I don't know if there's anything I can do to fix it. So we'll just see what we can do. Alright, does anyone want to use a power? Or does anyone want to heal? What do we want to do? Aha, trippy hand! Yep.
Yeah, you can do the heal thing on Medico and Nightmist. That's right, Mainstay. You know what you've done. Look sad. You still don't have many cards. I've got Halloween Snark, that's right. Nightmist has lots of cards.
Yeah, so not only is it Halloween next week and then tomorrow, and then I get to fly to St. Louis next week, but I'm also 7 days apart seeing two of my current favorite bands in concert, which is amazing. So tomorrow night after Trick or Treating, I am going to the Agora locally here to see Ginger opening for Devil Driver, which is going to be amazing. And then next week, I'm going to be in St. Louis seeing Coheed and Cambria, and that is super awesome stuff.
So I really think the MVP of this game, besides from it being Mainstay, but Mainstay got himself killed, is now Unity. To do multiple instances of damage in a turn. So we need you to get more bots to kill Deadline, is what has to happen.
All right, well, I have a supply crate.
Yeah, so I can't make you play it, but I can, like, make sure you don't die. That's about all I can do. So that's what I'm going to do.
All right, I just pasted a link to Ginger Pisces. Oh, sorry, did it start playing it? It might have started playing it when I loaded it up in YouTube. But that is that's the band that I'm going to see. You should watch it when the stream is over.
Honestly, B-Bot is not a priority, but
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I could skip here, and I mean, assuming we're gonna make it to next turn. We got Supply Crate and Brainstorm.
yeah, I would skip on that. You can kill Akana, like you may as well.
Sure.
She just plays more cards, so. If I hit Oblivion, that would be great, but I don't. So I'm going to go Planar Banishment and try to get rid of those catastrophes. Let's get lucky. Decently lucky. Actually, let's go back to play a card. I need to destroy the ones that destroy ongoings more than I destroy the other thing. I'll do the same thing, though. We're not going to cheat.
Yeah, actually, Otaku Dash, Napalm Records, that is, like, I listen to a lot of things from Napalm Records right now because they have got it going on. Oh, yep, you found the spot. Yes, that is Ginger. Most of their stuff is actually more to the growly side than it is to the quiet, enjoyable side. But the mix of it, they've been moving more and more in a prog metal direction, and I'm very excited about that. And yeah, that's Tatiana, the singer, and she is amazing.
Shami's trying to kill a platform bot. Actually killing platform bot. That's annoying. Unity's like, I keep killing the Enclave.
Yeah.
Super hard. And we still have millions of catastrophes. That's not good. That's not good at all.
Hmm.
Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Unity wants to use a power. She could potentially draw a card.
Yeah, Bebot would help with like the Super Zone and the Orogenesis. Swiftbot is always helpful. I don't have Planar Banishment anymore. They're in my deck, but also in my trash. Yeah. If you get Swiftbot out early, that's good, but I mean, ideally you'd play both Swiftbot and Bebot.
Right. So I'm going to destroy my supply crate to draw 2. Based on that, yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I could get Swiftbot out now...
I would use your power to deal yourself damage and get Swiftbot.
You get Swiftbot out. Yep. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. I'm on board.
And then you can play Brainstorm.
And then also something else.
Yeah. Or who knows, based on what your Swiftbot, what your thingy comes up with, your supply crate. Alright, I'm going to intensive care on Unity so that you can use your base power for only 2 damage. Or 3, I guess.
I'm glad you liked it, Otaka Dash. Yeah, their most recent album is the most proggy, and the other song that I would recommend checking out is I Speak Astronomy. That's their other song that they did as a single with a video. If you liked Pisces, I think you'll like I Speak Astronomy.
Ooh, I don't know if my powers are worth using. Because Deadline's going to do 4 damage. Maybe 5. Maybe more, but likely. So I'm going to skip my power and just let the Healing Pulse happen. And I might get another turn. We'll see.
Yeah, Otaka Dash, I've been following that band for a while, and this is their first North American tour ever.
Actually, let me go back. I'll use From the Brink.
Okay.
Let me go to use a power.
Ooh, I saw Construction Pylon.
Let's heal up those ladies.
Alright, so yes, I'm going to destroy that. So I get a Robot Reclamation and a Construction Pylon.
Ooh. So if there's Botsy in your trash that you want for sure, you could do that and Construction Pylon, or you could Brainstorm and, like, try to get lucky.
Yeah. I'm trying to do the mental math, but that's not my strong suit. What's in my trash? We got a Platform Bot, a Raptor Bot, and a Cryo Bot. I still have 2 cards to play. Yeah, I feel like it's probably going to be Brainstorm and Construction Pylon. Let's see what we get. Powered Shockwave. Give me a bot! Okay, well, I can take Inspired Repair. That's fine.
Yeah, you can use up the armor caster.
Wait, don't I want to... No, I guess I don't want to hit... Okay, I'm sorry, I screwed that up.
Just hit deadline. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
And chemise, sure. Like, hitting the other things doesn't matter.
Right, I thought it was the first damage dealt, period, not the first damage dealt to him, so I screwed that up, but that's fine. Alright, so I can Inspired Repair. There's a platform bot. Alright, good. So now I will Construction Pylon. Heal up that champion bot. And then I will pile on the bots.
Perfect. And we hit deadline for the first time in a while.
Ooh, hasty augmentation. Of those that you just mentioned, Otaku Dash, the only one that I am even passingly familiar with is Camelot.
Bamalot.
Another one that I'm 99% sure is on Napalm Records is Unleash the Archers. You should check them out. I think that would...
Alright, so Deadline's definitely going to flip. Unless I Heedless Slash and get really lucky. Which I could try. I guess.
Yeah, do a YouTube search for Unleash the Archers Awakening. That'll give you a good idea if you like them. It's kind of like a latter-day Iron Maiden, but with a female singer.
Do I want to... Nah, I don't. I am going to play Mistform, though, because I will avoid the super amount of damage.
I am copying that list of bands so that I can remember to look at them later.
Hey, there's Planar Banishment.
Numpty!
And there's another Catastrophe. Yeah, so Volatopars is going to go after the Endglaive to no effect, and B-Bot can damage something else, I guess. Like, you could take Chemise out or hurt Numpty a little, but Deadline's not going to get hit again
right
this turn, so... And you may as well destroy one of those bad things. So either the Super Zone or the, yeah, none of them are the ones that destroy our stuff. So pick one that you like the least.
All right, Super Zone it is.
And yeah, Nightmist is the second highest, clearly. We might lose to Deadline running out of cards. Yeah, I don't think the order matters here.
As long as we're talking about bands that we all like in the chat, I will also put in a vote for Protest the Hero, one of my great favorite progressive metal bands. They were actually touring with Coheed and Cambria in Canada. I actually, for a half minute, thought I might travel to Toronto just to see that show because it's only like a 5.5-hour drive from where I am, and those two on the same ticket was like, it's like a dream ticket for me. Protest the Hero opening for Coheed and Cambria. Oh my god, like I could die a happy man.
This is probably not Community. We could pick Nightmist. Actually, Nightmist is happy to have a card on top of her deck. Then I know what magic number is there. Because Planar Banishment is... yeah. Oh, but he's not going to have a lot of ongoing cards anymore, so... I don't have any Heedless Lash. That's annoying. Well, I'll put a 3 on top, and then I know I have it. And yeah, Medico is not going to get saved. I mean, yeah, because Medico dies and that goes away, so yes, I do. We could have chosen the order there better, but that's not worth going back.
Why is it doing that? Oh, what if I get rid of that?
Yeah, Medico for sure, because Medico's gonna die. And Nightmist can as well.
Oh yeah, whenever Dragon Force comes up in my shuffle, I'm still a happy guy. Seriously, whenever, I don't remember who it was that sent me My Spirit Will Go On, but when that song, I literally stayed up for an hour and a half listening to that song on repeat because I was so blown away by how amazing it was.
Destroy the cards. Oh man, so many, 6 catastrophes, outrageous. And Deadline still has 47 health and an auto armor caster. I don't know about this, Jeremy.
We're fine. This is fine. It's all fine.
Yeah, 6 irreducible damage to everyone. It's fine.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got some hashtag Medibutt.
Almost some red butt.
And Unity, like, continues to try to murder the Enclave.
Consummate V's. Consummate V's.
At least Nightmist is hanging tough. Just play your best card. Come on.
Yes, I heard that Dragon Force is going to be opening for Limousine in their next tour.
So, Nightmist can't use a power. Unity has no golems in hand. So, either draw a card or regain. You choose. The next thing you do, we're going to see some Medibutt. Right here. Medibutt. Oh, it's off
below the screen. Keeping it family friendly. Tarantula. Limousine. Big knife.
So none of these things are useful for us. Oh, wait, if you want, you could use a power and get Raptor into play. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Alright, I'm gonna go. I need to get some ice.
Get some ice. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. And do this. Alright, John's gone. Everybody talk about all the stuff that he hates us to talk about. Which is, I don't know what. Ugh, that's not, I don't know, that's not worth it. That's also not worth it. Alright, I'm just gonna skip. And skip again. I draw another volatile parts and a B-bot. And Raptorbot can do nothing.
Do you enjoy my dramatic ice dropping?
Yes, we all enjoyed it.
Also have a lime.
But did you put the lime in the coconut?
No, I'm putting it in the glass. And not in my keyboard. Carefully. Limey. Do I want to destroy Mistform? I mean, I could hang out and be the highest.
John drinks liquor from a mug. I also drink liquor from a mug. My weekend coated
Or I
mug.
could do stuff. destroy mist form. Or I have another mist form if I want. I feel like now's not the time. So, oh wait, I mean yes. I clicked wrong. That's a legit undo.
You and your wrong clicks.
I want...
Unless Mainstay makes a real solid showing, it's looking like it's going to be Dr. Medico tonight. Just saying.
Oh, is Medico's on top?
Medico is 12 votes ahead on Twitch, and at least 3 or 4 ahead on Twitter.
All right, I'm going to get more cards in my hand. So I'm going to play Call Forth. I don't really have a good way to get past... Oh, I'm already at maximum HP. Let me go back to play a card and play one that has less. I'm in so much HP. I'm going to play the Call Forth 1 then. And discard a 4.
Thank you, Nick's FSSD.
And get all them relics. So I'm going to be having this Edinburgh Gin Raspberry liqueur with some lime and ice.
Sounds
in my
delightful.
Mug. Slitty pink. Seems nice.
Sanvar, we are so
red,
far
red.
ahead of you, it's not even funny. We've already had plenty of internal conversations about how next week's vote is going to be between Mainstay or whoever's left and Null. So we can give you the option to vote for
man,
not
sounds like
allowing
a nice
it
thing.
to be unlocked.
That is tasty.
Magi!
Edinburgh Gin is great. And their liqueur is also great. Oh yeah, so the oh man, another stupid device. That's not even one I care about though. No, don't hit Raptor Bot. I will say the unlock teams are making good progress on Mainstay and Idealist. You should keep doing the science. Keep doing the science and you'll get there.
By which you mean Writhe and Idealist?
What did I say?
You said Mainstay and Idealist.
Well, I mean Writhe.
He meant Writhe. Oh, Raspberry Gin!
Raspberry Gin hits hard and it hits fast. Oh man, we have 5 environment cards left and there's 3 catastrophes. I hate the auto armor caster. Why is it the worst? Because I can redirect this to basically no effect. So yeah.
And there goes my bot. My bot! Alright, let me see here. What do I even...
Good thing the Endglaive is at minus 15.
Yeah, none of this is useful to me.
Can we keep your bots alive? That's the question. Enough to like actually hit him a little.
Alright, well I got another Raptor bot. Thank goodness.
Destroy an ongoing card. Yes. Destroy the one that deals us damage.
So I should probably hastily augment myself and then use my base power to deal myself even more damage, right? That seems like the right way to go.
I mean, you could hastily augment Nightmist, but it'd be better if you like did damage first. But obviously, that's not happening.
Yeah.
You could powered Shockwave, which would get use up the auto armor caster, and then get Raptor Bot.
Oh, that's
which
true.
would actually hit.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
It's all about doing the multiple damages, right? So.
Yep.
Yeah, your volatile parts is useless.
Yeah.
Hey, hit deadline. Like, if I ever actually draw Oblivion, I'm gonna play it. Yeah, planar banishment. We'll get rid of those ongoings, which is what we need here. So let's do it. Only one? Come on!
Yes, John did say Oblivion when he meant Oblivion.
I do what I want.
That is a thing.
I need Oblivion.
Aeon's
There it
end.
is.
Aeon's end, huh? Huh? That's a
Yes.
thing.
Oblivion is like going to be 2 damages to him. That's totally worth it.
All right, one of the 4 remaining.
Anubis has been removed.
Yeah, and
from the
Anubis is
game.
gone. So yeah.
So is it worth 2 cards to hit, hit deadline for 1, which is what we're talking about here?
Well,
have
I mean,
21 cards in
Yeah,
hand.
you have a lot of cards.
All right, I will discard 2 cards because I have 21. Because for 1 damage. Because he's-
Mindwander says Oblivion as a promo nemesis in Aeon's End Digital. I like where your head is at. Oh man, oh yeah, it definitely is still doing the weird tessellating thing. I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with my streaming software.
Your stream is whack.
It is.
Everybody's shuffling, and deadline heals for 2.
Everybody shuffling.
Deadline reshuffles, and OMG. All right. There are going to be 5 catastrophes in play, and there are 5 environment cards. So, oh nope.
Nice, Brian the Wolf Hunt knows what's up.
So we need to destroy ongoing cards, or we lose. But Medico is good for 1, so you've got a B-bot. That's good. Maybe you draw cards, so you might.
Yeah, because I have a pylon, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Oh no! Ah, I misclicked.
Oh, you clicked you clicked wrong. We will get B-bot out.
The fumes from John's raspberry gin went through the internet and made me misclick.
I'm going to destroy an ongoing card. I'm going to destroy the one that makes us destroy our own cards. Oh no, it's not even there. Alright, get rid of that. Alright, we won't lose the game for sure now. So that's good. Hey, Stealthbot. Always a friend.
Yep.
And I don't have another...
Misclick, the cunning sidekick of misinformation.
But I do have Oblivion, and I'm definitely going to play it. Leia, let's have 1 damage dealt
Yeah,
to
that's
each
not bad.
target. We'll make sure it goes to deadline first. And then... Actually, yeah, our stealth bot can redirect it all to himself. Herself. Except for the B-bot one.
Oh. Was that...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's fine. Just say yes.
I think that was the first one, was the Bebop one, so...
No, choose here Amulet of the Gods because I want to send more damage to him. Yeah. Let's do this. Hit deadline. And then we'll hit more deadline. Progress! And then we'll draw more cards. Thanks, good vote. Oblivion is the path to victory, as well as many bots. If the many bots can survive, but he is right now going to be flipping because there's more than 3, so there's going to be 3 at least. Oh God! Urgh. Stupid pandemonium key. Yeah, this may as well like redirect it to B-bot because there's little point. Redirected, I mean, to stealth bot. B-bot will get B-botted soon enough. Oh wait, that one. Oh, let's go back. Let's go back. There could be good things happening. Go back.
Where am I
going
going
back to the environment end of turn. I didn't realize Namti is going after Nightmist. So, yeah, choose Deadline for MJ, and let's go through on this and redirect it all to Stealth Bot.
Okay, so this one is yes. This one is yes.
Yeah, Stealth Bot.
This one is Stealth Bot.
But Namti is doing more damage.
Got it.
Yeah.
So this one goes to this.
Yeah. That's the stuff. 4 damage straight out to Deadline. Ugh, gross. Deadline heals it all back because
healing.
Jerk. Oh, I don't think this is good. This is not good. All right, let's choose.
Should we? Can
the
we?
environment cards are going to get destroyed regardless, so we can choose B-bot and destroy one of the catastrophes.
Yeah.
Well, we could choose Nightmist and redirect, but we're not going to get another chance to redirect, so it's not going to matter. So yeah, B-bot.
Okay.
And don't redirect. There are 6 catastrophes and 5 environment cards. It's true. It's over with, but we're gonna try.
It's not over till it's over.
Oh yeah, you can hit Deadline and use it up, and then destroy like Pole Shift, I guess. Take Pucker. At least that head plays down to -20.
Yeah, just play that card that says take the negative damage against one of the villain's targets and deal that to the villain. That's a thing, right?
All right, we are definitely discarding. Oh wait, no, we want to do the wait, hang on, let me look at his flip side. Let me look.
John's looking, everybody.
At the start of the villain turn, if there are no catastrophes, he flips. At the end of the villain turn, all environment cards are destroyed. Then he deals irreducible damage. Blah, blah, blah. Then if there's no cards, all right, we get to do the more damage if we say Stealth Bot first.
John.exe has not stopped working. John.exe is just in a loop trying to work something out.
No, it's working fine. Choose Stealth Bot.
All right.
And yes. Get it away from Nightmist. The rest, you don't have to redirect to Stealth Bot if you don't want. It's up to you.
All right. I've apparently gone AFK, so just do your thing.
We'll save Stealth Bot. Maybe. Great, yeah. Spike Trap. We don't... Oh, all right. That's fine. We're going to... All right, choose Nightmist. We need Nightmist to not take this because Nightmist is going to at least hit him for a good amount of damage later.
Greetings, Zenzen53. Glad that you could at least join us for what little you could.
Welcome for this horrible time. All right. I'm going to destroy this, and we're going to destroy this that has done nothing for us except make Atomic Enclave to -26. Oh my. Oof. Another catastrophe.
Yeah, another catastrophe. Oy.
Great. All right, so let's have a look. We have 6 catastrophes getting destroyed, which could be 7 if we hadn't destroyed one of the B-bot. There are 5 cards in the environment deck. Let's hope the game crashes, which means we win. Oh, no. So we have the damage. Let's choose Nightmist. Oh, wait, let's choose Stealthbot first. Stealthbot. What a trooper.
Not Unity and then redirect the Stealthbot?
It won't matter.
Alright.
Nightmist is going to redirect by discarding cards. And we're going to really rip into that Atomic Enclave. Get it down to -33. Deadline has completely decimated the environment.
Deadline is not an environmentalist.
I think that is the first time that has ever happened to me that wasn't like testing.
I'm psyched to have been a part of it.
Wow.
Yeah, here's that Deadline music.
That was something.
Sparse. Whew. All right, so let's take a look at the polls, shall we?
I think we should also open the floor up to questions about the Aeon Zen Kickstarter, which is launching on Monday. So if you have any questions about Aeon Zen Digital, we're here. We're here for at least to answer 7 minutes or maybe 9 minutes because my computer appears to be 2 minutes fast.
So 5 minutes.
Is it? Wait, is it?
It's the other way.
It's 53 on my computer.
It is. Well, then your computer is caught up to reality because it's 53 on my computer as well.
Up to reality. Or when we were starting the stream, I was like, "What's happening?"
Fallen back to reality, I guess.
We should be live by now.
Okay, so 53% of the votes on Twitter were for Dr. Medico, and more than that were voted for Dr. Medico Malpractice here on Twitch. So
what you're saying is the Twitter Electoral College cast its vote for Dr. Medico.
Exactly.
And
because we are strictly first past the post here, Dr. Medico Malpractice is it. There has been an electoral malpractice, and Dr. Medico has won.
Even though the popular vote went to Mainstay, which it didn't.
It didn't actually. Popular vote went to a vote of no confidence in all potential choices.
Right. Well, let's see how there are. Oh man, there's questions. There's questions.
All right, so It's Me RST says, are there any plans to make Spirit Island digital game? There are many plans to make Spirit Island a digital game. I am, in fact, going to be in St. Louis next week and having our first meeting about Spirit Island digital, which we officially announced that we are making at Gen Con.
Yeah, you missed the previous question, which was, how long does the Kickstarter run from Belle Sorciere?
So yes, the Kickstarter launches on November 5th, and it lasts until December 4th. So I guess that's 30 days. 30 days past September. April,
it's like
November. It's 29 days, I think, actually.
Right? Yeah. Unlike as Maddie ran a Kickstarter over like 1 week recently.
Yeah, it was 10 days.
Yeah. Ours is more of a typical 1 month time frame.
Leaving a small vote here for a future version of Aegis Digital. Smiles sweetly. I don't know what that is.
Aegis?
I'm not familiar with that game. Send us a thing about it. If they haven't made a digital game, we'd certainly be willing to have a conversation with them.
I don't see that comment. Oh,
Ends
Aegis,
53?
like all caps. I don't know what that is.
But Louis, what are your thoughts on Crunch? Our thoughts are Crunch bad, Napster good.
You don't like Crunch Bar with the Rice Krispies? I like that.
We don't crunch.
I like Crunch Bar.
Hashtag we don't crunch.
I like, well, no, capital C Crunch is a chocolate bar that has Rice Krispies in it. I'm pro Crunch.
Nestle Crunch.
I am pro Crunch Bar.
Otaku Dash says, so the stretch goals will involve the expansions. That is exactly right. And obviously you'll see more of this when it launches on Monday. But the base game, we've actually already obviously been working. You saw that we've been working on it. A big chunk of the funding for the base game is already done. The Kickstarter will raise the remaining amount to get it launched and out the door. But we have plenty of stretch goals because there are, at current count, at least 4 expansions and 1, like, super expansion, which is basically like a second base game called War Eternal. So yeah, all of those expansions will be in stretch goals at some point during the campaign. We'll just have to see how quickly we can get people excited to back the game. And there's actually even more content because they had the Legacy game, which is a whole different conversation to have at a later date. But there's even more Aeon's End content in the works. I mean, Aeon's End is at least as big as Sentinels, potentially even bigger, because I don't know that they have a plan for an end for it yet. So
just to confirm, Dr. Medico won.
Dr. Medico is the winner.
Oh, Mainstay is going to be so pissed.
Red Dad Redemption.
Mainstay is going to bring it next week, and you will be sorry.
Interesting. So I'm looking at this Aegis now. Super combining robot tactics. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, you know, we're always looking for new interesting partners. I mean, obviously, you know, Aeon's End is going to be what we're doing for the next, you know, X amount of time, and we've already got Spirit Island coming in right after that, but we're always looking for new projects to potentially work with. You know, there's Sentinels of Earth Prime potentially out there. You know, we've had several other conversations with a couple of other creators, so yeah, we're always interested in having more conversations with people about
all right,
cool
restart your Sentinels and tell me if you see a variant banner on Dr. Medico.
Huzzah!
And if you do, start looking and tell me in the chat. Also, Medico has that butt.
Oh yeah.
We'll wait to see to make sure that I did it right, because I've had a lot of gin. I think I did it right.
I believe in you. He's there!
Look at that.
Look at that.
They see it. On the hunt for the red butts. Sweet. So good luck, and also good luck on figuring out Writhe and Idealist.
Mm-hmm.
I think Writhe was like, all the team was like, they're going to get Writhe right away, but they're not going to figure it out for a long time.
Right.
And that has totally happened. And Idealist was different, where like we had a good idea that people wouldn't get it right away, but they would also still have trouble figuring it out. So,
yeah, Christopher likes to come up with some great stuff.
We're not going to have any hints besides what I just said. So, think about that.
Think about that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah. So, we'll see.
We'll see.
You keep doing the science. Keep doing the science, like I said earlier. And Ensign 53, you weren't around when I was talking about the science, but get the science in there, and you'll figure it out. I know Bart KF is all about sciencing the sugar out of it.
Okay, so if you don't smoke a pipe, put that in your USB charged thing and vape it. Okay, how about that?
No, we can smoke pipes in Canada. It's all legal now.
So that just about does it for another episode of Sentinels Live, aka Handelabra Live. Sentinels of the Multiverse is the only cooperative comic book card game that you should be playing, and Aeon's End is the only game that you should be looking to back on Kickstarter next week. Thank you for joining us. We do this usually just about every Tuesday night at around 7 p.m. Eastern, and if you enjoy the show, please do like, share, follow, and subscribe. Sentinels of the Multiverse and our other games are currently available on iOS, Android, and Steam, and always in good old analog cardboard and ink. And you can find out more info at Handelabra.com, SentinelsDigital.com, AeonsEndDigital.com, OneDeckDigital.com, BOT9Digital.com, too many .coms. I'm Jeremy.
I'm John, and I know when I'm cut off when Jeremy starts reading from the Google Doc.
There you go. All right, folks. We'll see you next week. Have a great night.
Good night.
Signing off.